My name is Beth Weingast, and I've been a member of the Appraisers Association since 1978.
I'd like to welcome Beth Weingast to our Masters series. Welcome.
Thank you. It's very nice to be here.
Tell me, how did you become an appraiser?
I became an appraiser on my first job. I was with the coin department of Sotheby's in London. Most collections were appraised before they were considered for sale. So it was a different type of appraisal, but nevertheless it was an appraisal to establish the fair market value of a collection. And then when I came back to New York as the director of the coin department, this continued, but also with not only with world coins, ancient coins, but now with American coins as well. Coins are fraught with forgeries and copies. It's just a constant problem. It's very easy to forge coins. So I did a huge amount of appraisals. A colleague from the Appraisers Association, and who was the president of the Appraisers Association, Tim Tetlow, called me in a panic and said he had a client, he had to have a coin collection appraised for his client, and would I do it? And I said, I really can't. But he pleaded, and Tim is a very good friend of mine, so I did it. And then other clients of mine came and asked for similar favors, really, and I decided, well, I didn't know whether I had a charity or the beginning of a business. And then Tim said, well, you know, Beth, our standards at the Appraisers Association are different than we had at Sotheby's, because he too had done appraisals at Sotheby's. He said, you must become a member. And I saw that the Appraisers Association, it had a much wider variety than I had done in the past. There were a number of really wonderful professional women who were there and encouraged me to stay. One of them is Sylvia Wolf, who is also a past president, Ellen Epstein, and other people. So it was very collegial. It was very pleasant, and it was a supportive environment. You know, many people think this is an amateur sort of pastime, that you know your field, so you just can provide all sorts of information. And we've made it into a profession, and I think that's very, very important.
What advice would you give your younger self?
I think I've been pretty lucky, because I started out independently, I started out with a very firm knowledge of what I did. Knowing one field well is very helpful, and being confident. And if you don't know it, at least you know how to research it or go to people who know things that will help you. And I think I would have just done more PR and less worrying about where the next job was going to come from. There can be really long gaps sometimes when you're starting, that there's no work, or there isn't enough work, or it's not paying sufficiently. Appraising is something that you don't have to retire, except that if your colleagues stop referring to you. So I hope that doesn't happen.
Can you think of one of your most memorable appraisals, whether it was the object or the group, that you'd like to share with us?
There have been many, and that's what keeps the profession interesting. But there's one situation where an acquaintance of mine was a lawyer at a bank, and they had taken on the case to retrieve 1,200 ancient Greek coins from a very prominent family in America who had bought them illegally. So this group of coins had been discovered in Turkey from a farmer who was going around with a metal meter, and all of a sudden the metal meter went crazy, and they found several huge terracotta jars filled with ancient coins that had been there since 450 BC.
Wow.
And these coins were phenomenal because they were the first mintings from about 10 different mints in the Greek Empire. They were smuggled from Turkey to Switzerland. The law firm had decided that Turkey wanted the coins back. Turkey did decide they wanted it back, but the law firm decided. And it was about a 12-year case. I appraised those coins, and it was thrilling. It was absolutely thrilling. It was the culmination of the best of the best.
As an appraiser, for me, what I love about this job is I get to wake up every day and no 2 days are the same. What is one of your favorite things about being an appraiser?
I love the thrill of the responsibility, and I like being independent, making decisions, seeing that people value what they have and want to preserve it, know about it. Clients are very interesting people, and and they're also appreciative of what you can give them. As you said, it's every day is an adventure, really. I had a teacher in third grade who took us on an archaeological dig to find prehistoric dinosaur footprints and trilobites. From high school through college, I always went on archaeological digs all over the world. I knew my path. I assumed I would be a curator or a teacher, something in the arts. I never thought I'd be independent. I always thought I would be working for someone, but I like this much better.